Hi guys, and welcome to this special edition of Always You First Budget 2019, powered by IDFC First Bank. Now here's 7 interesting facts about the upcoming Union Budget on the 5th of July. Number 1, for every rupee of revenue that the government earns, almost 37 paise of it is spent on paying interest repayments, which of course explains to a large extent why the fiscal health or the fiscal deficit is a number that the government constantly worries about. Number 2, almost 25% of the total income tax collections are spent by the government in building roads and railways. Of course, do remember, India is a developing country and therefore expenditure on infrastructure tends to be high, and that's something very normal that we see for a lot of developing nations like India. Number 3, the government spends less than 50% of the indirect tax collection, that is through goods and services tax that it collects from citizens, on centrally sponsored schemes like the PM Kisan Yojana that was recently introduced by the Modi government. Number 4, the expenditure on pensions and benefits alone accounts for almost 55% of the government's total capital expenditure. Number 5, if you're wondering about where the revenue sources of the governments are exactly from, of course there's the income tax collections and the indirect tax collections, but dividends alone form about 7.5% of the government's total revenues. Number 6, excise collections. Now those account for 40% of what the government collects through the goods and services tax. And the 7th and the most interesting fact, well yes, everybody is talking about the first woman finance minister presenting the budget. Did you know that the finance minister that has presented the most number of budgets to date is Morarji Desai, closely followed by P. Chidambaram and Pranab Mukherjee. Now with that, we'll wrap up this special series. Those were the 7 interesting facts for you today. Many thanks for watching.